show is to take us around the world to experience myths and cultures. Laugh and enjoy as we take you everywhere from Russia to the Far East and beyond. Please silence your... Enjoy the show.
on the edge of the woods. And anyone could see that he was blind. There are empty holes where his eyes used to be.
You poor thing. You want to go to the pasture, don't you? But I can't see to drive you, and I have no one else to send.
Send me, sir.
Take me as a goatherd and let me work for you.
Who are you? Who are you?
My name's Janacek. I'm just a poor orphan.
All right, it's a deal.
Well, that was easy.
What can I say? I have a big heart. Call me grandfather.
Thank you, grandfather. I will.
Your first task is to drive the goats to the pasture. But one thing you ought to check. Don't take them to the hill over in the woods, or the Yazinkas may get you. That's where they caught me.
Now, Janacek knew that the Yazinkas were wicked witches who lived in a cave in the woods and went about their guises of beautiful young women.
If these witches met you, they'd greet you modestly and say something like, "How do you do?" to make you think they're nice and kind. But then once they had you in their power, they'd put you to sleep and gouge out your eyes.
Never fear, grandfather. The Yazinkas won't get me.
The first and the second day, Janacek kept the ghosts near home. But the third day,
I'll think I'll try the hill in the woods. There's better grass there, and I'm not afraid of the Yazinkas.
Luckily, before he started out, he cut 3 long, slender switches from a blackberry bramble, wound them into small coils, and hid them inside his hat.
personally, I would have carried mace. Maybe that's just me.
Suddenly, before him stood the most beautiful maiden in the world. Her skin was red as roses and white as milk. Her eyes were black as soulberries, and her hair, dark as ravens' wings, fell about her shoulders in long, waving tresses. How do you do, shepherd boy?
Hi.
Here's something for you. It grew in my own garden.
But Janacek knew that she must be a Zinka, and that if he ate the apple, he'd fall asleep and she'd gouge out his eyes.
Tempted, but no thank you, beautiful maiden. I don't like apples.
A second maiden came, more beautiful, if possibly, than the first.
How do you do, shepherd boy? Isn't this a lovely rose? I picked it myself from the hedge. How fragrant it is. Will you smell it?
No thank you, beautiful maiden. I smell roses all the time. To be honest, I find them boring.
A third maiden came, the youngest
And let me guess, the most beautiful of them all.
You jealous much?
How do you do, shepherd boy? Truly you are a handsome young man, but you could be handsomer still if your hair were nicely combed. Come, let me comb it for you.
Janacek took off his hat without letting the maid see what was hidden inside.
But just as she was about to comb his hair, he whipped out one of the long blackberry switches and struck her over the hands. She screamed and tried to escape, but she could not, for it was the fate of the Yazinka to not be able to move if a human being struck her over the hands with the switch of a bramble.
You forgot to mention that earlier.
What do you mean? Everybody knows about the bramble switches and the witches, am I right? Oh, come on, people! Should be common sense!
Help, sisters, help!
Let her go, shepherd boy.
Wait a minute, dear. Release our sister.
I will not be fooled. I know who you really are. Come on. Take it. It was you who gouged out my poor old master's eyes, and I will not escape until you do as I ask.
What is all this commotion about?
Come, grandfather, for I've a means of restoring your eyes. Come on, man. You got this. Now you tell me where my master's eyes are. If you don't tell me, I'll throw you into the river.
Oh God. I don't know what you're talking about.
The river it is!
No, please. Oh, Janacek, please. Don't throw me in the river. I'll find your grandfather's eyes. I promise you, I will.
So Janacek put her down, and she led him to a cave in the hillside, where she and her wicked sisters had collected up a great bag of eyes.
Oh, all kinds of eyes there were. Big eyes, little eyes, black eyes, red eyes, green eyes, blue eyes, every kind of eye in the world that you could think of.
Oh, that's so gross.
No, red. Elephant eyes. Finally, here. These are his eyes.
I see nothing but sleeping birds, flying bats, and dark treetops. These are my eyes. These are the owl's eyes. Take them out, take them out.
That does it. Deserved it. Now you tell me where my master's eyes are.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Did you not just see the bit with the river?
I heard the bit with the river.
Was that not good enough?
Point taken. 2 eyes coming right up. No. These do.
I see nothing but tangled underbrushes, snapping teeth, and hot red tongues. These are my eyes. These are the wolf's eyes. Take them out, take them out.
You had your chance.
But I can't swim.
That's the point. Now you tell me where my master's eyes are.
Yes, I remember something about that.
Can we just get to the point where you give me the correct eyes, okay?
Oh yeah, heck no. Yeah, try these.
I see nothing but swirling waters, flashing fins. These are my eyes. These are the fish's eyes. Take them out, take them out.
Seriously, have you learned nothing?
Let me try again, Yana, check, and I'll find you guys. I promise you I will.
You better get it right.
No, yeah.
These are my own eyes. Praise God, now I can see as well as ever.
Good job, Ezekiel. You may go free, but never show yourself here again.
I promise.
That is, unless you wanted to permanently turn yourself into a beautiful maiden.
I could, but I'd have to gouge your eyes out.
That's a shame.
Call me if you change your mind. Bye.
Yakachek, how can I ever thank you?
I don't know, grandfather. Why do you say you live? Happily ever after.
Sounds good to me.
And that's exactly what they did.
The end.
That's a wonderful story, and completely true.
You never knew anyone named Janacek.
Quiet!
Every time you lie, why can't you just tell the story? No.
Well, we must be moving on. What about you, miss? What kind of a story do you want to hear?
How about a romantic comedy?
Yes, perfect, horrific tragedy!
I said romantic comedy.
You got it. Okay. Something brutal, something terrifying. A story of revenge. Yes, I could do. Yes, I got it! Peter and Liara, come! Ladies and gentlemen, our next stop around the world will be South Africa. Let the story begin.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived 4 sisters. One morning, the sisters set off to gather water for their village.
The youngest sister decided to go down the river a ways to gather her share.
Why is she all the way down there?
She thinks she's better than us. Let's play a trick on her. We'll hide our beads.
I can tell her when we throw them into the river.
And when she comes back, we'll tell her to throw her beads into the river.
So the 3 sisters hid their beads in the sand.
and they waited for her youngest sister to return.
Sister, we have thrown our beads into the river.
Oh, now it's your turn. See what happens.
Silly girl, you're such an idiot. Have fun searching for your beads. Bye.
The young girl was so distraught at losing her beads that she went to the water's edge and cried.
Water, water, show me my beads which I have cast into your depths.
And the water replied,
Move along.
So the young girl moved on down the river and cried out once more.
Water, water, show me my beads which I have cast into your depths.
but this time the water replied,
Enter, your beads are here.
With that, the young girl jumped into the waves, and beneath the water she found land. And upon that land was a little hut.
and in that little hut, there was an old woman with one leg, one arm, and her body was covered in sores.
Oh, okay, that's so gross. Oh,
Sorry, that's how the story goes.
Why do you not laugh at me? Don't you see how wretched I look?
I'm sorry for you. How horrible it must be to have one leg and one arm. Let me help you with sores.
Such a kind girl you are. I am not used to such kindness. Quickly, inside, for you are in danger.
What danger?
The Demo hunts these lambs. He is the one who's taken my arm and leg. He keeps me alive so I may cook for him. Hurry, inside. The wind is picking up, and I feel a slight rain. These are signs that he is nearby. If he catches you, he will eat you.
So the old woman took the young girl into the hut.
and sure enough, the Demo soon returned.
I smell a human, and it's not your foul stench.
None but me in here. You can finish eating if you like.
Where is it? I can smell it.
Your imagination will be because you're hungry. Go to bed. You may hunt in the morning.
Foul wench.
See, the Demo got better of beating the old woman, and soon went to bed for the night.
In the morning, the Demo rose off early and went hunting.
The Demo is gone. You don't leave now.
Thank you for your kindness, dear woman.
It is you who has been kind. Please, take these as a token of your friendship.
Out of an old box, the old woman pulled out necklaces, bracelets.
Diamonds, gold rings, and brass earrings. So pretty.
She adorned the young girl and sent her back to her village.
When she arrived at the village, there was great rejoicing.
The three sisters were overjoyed to find out that their rain had not caused their youngest sisters what you would call death.
But when they saw their younger sister's joy, they became jealous.
Brass rings, diamonds, gold bracelets. She doesn't deserve these fine jewels.
How'd she get them? Where did a stupid little girl like you get diamonds, gold, and brass rings?
A kind old woman who lives in the hut in the river saved me from the Demo. She gave me these precious things.
That's just her luck.
I want diamonds and gold. We should go to the hut and find this old woman and make her give us her finest jewels.
Then we'll see who the prettiest sister is.
So the three sisters set off to the water.
And they called out,
Water, show us the hut with the old woman. And sure enough, the water answered.
Enter.
Such a long walk.
body's covered in sores.
Won't you come inside and help me clean my celestial children?
Why would we help an old hag like you? Just give us your jewel.
Just then, a slight wind arose, and a soft rain began to fall. But the old woman did not warn the three sisters.
Do we have to tell this her?
Yes, it's part of the story.
But I don't like it.
We all know why, don't we? The demo came home, saw the three sisters.
And we lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. You know what? I think you enjoy telling this part, don't you?
Demo came home, saw the three sisters.
And they lived happily ever after. The end. You are acting like a child.
People to hear the end. So I'm going to tell it.
Fine.
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 The demo came home, saw the three sisters,
Wait.
took them inside his hut, and ate them all one by one.
Is it over yet?
Unfortunately, yes. Her mother was eaten by a demo. Very tragic.
Okay, very good. Pick it up next time.
Don't listen to her. She's just a...
I'm a what? What did she say?
No idea.
What did she say? What did you say?
Should we be moving on?
What did you say to them?
Oh, nothing. Only the truth.
Oh! Wait, I'm confused. What do you mean?
What story shall we do next?
Okay, tell me, little girl, what kind of a story do you want to hear?
I want to hear a story from my stuffy.
Oh, of course you do. You got any money? You're in luck. I have just the story for you. The story of Prince Ivan.
Prince Ivan?
Yes, Prince Ivan.
Prince Ivan doesn't have any...
I know, it's just hope she doesn't notice. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off to Russia in the story of Prince Ivan, the witch baby, and the little sister of the sun. Here to present this story to you are the lovely Natasha and the lovely Bella.
Oh boy, let's see if this goes well.
Once upon a time, very long ago, there was a little prince named Ivan. He was a mute. Tell him how he was a mute. Right. He had never spoken a word from the day he was born. And of course, this was very troubling for his parents, the king and the queen. Oh, what sort of star will our little Prince Ivan make today?
Terrible kind. That's what kind.
Well, what can we do?
Nothing. There's not a single thing in this miserable world that we can do.
We can wish.
That's true. We do wish.
I wish we could have another child.
And you have a child. You better than this long-haired rat. You couldn't even say a word.
And for that wish, they were punished, as you shall see.
As for Prince Ivan, said his parents didn't pay any attention to him. He spent all his time in the stables, listening to the tales of the old wise horse caretaker. I like the old caretaker.
I am old, as you know, but I'm wise and predict the future. And today I'm going to tell you a secret. Because I like you. You're new, and your parents hate you, but I think you're a good kid. So here it goes. Today your parents gave birth to a baby girl. Your new sister, but she's a bad egg. She will eat up your father, eat up your mother, and eat up you too. If she gets the chance. There's no saving the old people, but if you're quick and do what I tell you, you may escape. Now go to your father and ask him for the best sword he has, and God will let them win until you reach the end of the world. There you'll be safe.
Well, she's not me.
Certainly not.
Father, may I have the fastest horse in the stable?
Well. Look who's decided to speak.
Who is this little boy? I don't know. Do you know him?
No, I don't think I do.
It's not our son, is it?
Well, I believe it is. Take whatever horse you want, boy. See, it was little sister, a fine little girl. She has teeth already. It's a pity. It's black. The beggars can't be choosers.
Wait, black? Did you say black teeth?
But what's wrong with that?
And the little prince had a flashback of what the old caretaker had said.
She'll eat up your father and eat up your mother with her iron teeth. Her iron teeth. Iron teeth. Teeth.
Yes. And what's wrong with black teeth?
Nothing?
At least it's better to have black teeth than be born mute.
And so Prince Ivan rode away on the finest horse there was. I like horses. Don't worry, old woman. He'll be fine. Of course, he'll write to you. I'm sure of it. Maybe he's written already.
Prince Ivan and his horse leapt over rivers and streams and hills and anything else that came in his way until there were no houses or people anywhere left to be seen.
It sure is a big place, this world. I do wonder when I shall come to the end of it.
Suddenly, on the wide sandy plain, he saw a tall woman sitting in the road.
Excuse me, little woman, is this the end of the world? And may I live with you and be safe from my baby sister, who's a witch and has iron teeth? I promise I'll be very little trouble to the both of you. I'll even thread your needles for you when you break them.
Will you cook for us too?
She's just kidding.
No, I'm not.
My dear, this is not the end of the world. A little good would be to you to stay with us.
For as soon as we have broken all our needles and used up all our thread, we shall die, and then where are you be? Your sister with the iron teeth will have you in a minute.
So he rode on further over the wide world, the black horse galloping and galloping and throwing the dust from its thundering hooves.
That sounds pretty.
Thank you. Finally, he came among the forest of great oak trees, and from it came a dreadful noise. The crashing of trees falling, the breaking of branches, and those little things hurled through the air.
Which to be represented by this box of toothpicks.
Whee! Excuse me, great giants, is this the end of the world? And may I live with you and be safe from my baby sister, who's a witch and has iron teeth? I promise I'll be very little trouble to you.
My dear boy, this is not the end of the world, and little good would it be for you to stay with me. For as soon as I have taken all these trees, I shall die. And where would you be? Your sister will have you in a minute. There's already not many big trees left. See?
So the great giant set to work again, pulling the great oaks out of the ground and flinging them aside.
The sky was full of flying trees.
Next, he came among the mountains, and there was a roaring and a crashing in the mountains, as if the earth was falling to pieces.
One after another, whole mountains were lifted up the sky and flung back down to earth, so they broke and scattered to dust.
There stood the huge giant, mountain tosser, picking up the mountains like pebbles.
Which should be represented by actual pebbles. Watch out!
Excuse me, great giant, is this the end of the world?
And may I live with you and be safe from my baby sister, the witch, and has iron teeth?
Good sir, this is not the end of the world. And little good would it be to just stay with me. For as soon as I have picked up all these trees and thrown them down again, I shall die. And where would you be? Your sister would have me in a minute, and already there are not many mountains left.
And so the great giant set to work again, pulling the great oaks out of the mountains out of the ground and flinging them aside.
The sky was full of flying mountains. What a spectacle of flying mountains.
Finally, Prince Ivan came along the cloud castle of the little sister of the sun. Beautiful it was, made of cloud and hanging in the sky, as it were built of red roses,
Which be represented by our imaginations. Wow.
It's very beautiful, trust me. Hello? Is anyone home?
The sun's little sister opened the window and beckoned to him.
Stay here and play with me.
Mary and Pretty was the sun's little sister. She was very kind to little Prince Ivan. They played games together and had a great time. Games are fun.
Until one day, Prince Ivan climbed up to the topmost part of the castle. And from there, he could see the whole world. And far, far away, beyond the mountains, beyond the forest, beyond the wide plains, he saw his father's palace, where he had been born. The roof of the palace was gone, and the walls were broken and crumbling.
And little Prince Ivan came slowly down, and his eyes were red from crying.
I was not!
My dear friend, why are your eyes so red?
She's eaten them all with her iron teeth.
Who has eaten who?
My little sister is a witch. Did I not tell you that story?
No.
Well, anyway, she was supposed to eat my parents, and then eat me, and that's why I came here.
That's terrible.
Are you sure I didn't tell you that story? I tell everyone.
I think I would have remembered.
Oh, well then, maybe it's not too late. Maybe I should go back and save them.
Wait, no, please don't leave me. I'm lonely here by myself.
I'll come back, I promise.
Okay, but at least take with you. This magic comb.
Okay.
This magic brush.
It's a bad bag, to be honest.
Yeah, this is bad. And 2 apples of youth. These apples will make you once more the oldest things on earth.
Thank you. I'm sure they'll all come in handy in 3 separate situations, which are all purely coincidence.
And so, Prince Ivan was on his way. First, he reached a giant mountain tosser. There was only one mountain left, and he was just picking it up.
Sadly, he was picking it up, for he knew that when he had thrown it away, his work would be done, and he would have to die.
Well, little Prince Ivan, this is the end.
Oh, wait! Let me try something. I don't get it. Wait for it. Wait for it. And just as the little prince threw in the comb, there was a range upon mountains touching the sky itself.
Here you go.
Wow.
Just beautiful. Why, I have enough pebbles, mountains now to last me 1,000 years. Thank you kindly, little prince.
It's my pleasure. Next came the shrewder, the giant. There are only 2 of the great oaks left, and the giant had one in each hand.
Ah me, my life has come to its end.
Wait! Here are plenty more for you, Shrewder. Ahem! I said, here are plenty more for you, Shrewder.
Oh,
sorry.
And as he threw out his comb, there was a noise of spreading branches, of swishing leaves, of opening buds all together. And there before them was a forest of great oaks, stretching farther than the giant could see, tall though he was.
Why, there's enough trees to last me another 1,000 years. Thank you kindly, little man. It's my pleasure. Next, he came to the two women who were crying their eyes out.
There's only one needle left, and only one bit of thread in the box, and then we shall die.
Wait. Before you use that last needle and that last bit of thread, just eat these apples. Ahem!
Oh, was this yours?
It was in my bag.
Wasn't it? I thought it was a community bag.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
Here you are.
Thank you kindly, little prince.
We're hot, right? Here, take this handkerchief down my throat.
All of these blow it to the ground and it will turn into a lake of fire. Perhaps someday it will be useful to you.
Thanks.
Let's go find some things.
Definitely. He came at last to his father's ruined palace. Oh, hello.
You must be my big brother, Iden.
Indeed I am.
I've heard all about you. Come inside.
Okay.
Well, brother, you play a song and amuse yourself while I get supper ready. But don't stop playing. I shall feel lonely. That way, she knew he wouldn't escape.
Hey, little you. Oh, caretaker. Is that you? Yes, your sister turned me into a mouse. Oh, you can. Your mother and father were eaten long ago. Oh no. Don't be upset. They deserved it. Hey, quick, you'll be eaten too. Your sister's putting an edge on her teeth. But what about you? Just do as I say, and this time when you reach the end of the world, yes, stay there. But what about the song? I can't. Just go.
Hey! What's the matter? You like my song? That's it. Now I'm angry. No more Mrs. Knifewitch.
She might have appeared to be a little girl, but she could run faster than a black horse to gallop.
Soon, she was gaining on poor Ivan.
Oh, I know what to do. And as he threw down the handkerchief and turned into a deep, broad lake. Enjoy your swim, sister.
Hey, you there. No swimming in the deep end. No swimming in the shallow end either.
It's just that. I need to the other side, you see.
It's a dog so lonely.
You'll have to wait 1 hour. Wait a minute. What am I doing?
It took her a long time to get across. And all that time, Prince Ivan galloped on, never stopping for a moment.
She would have caught poor little Ivan too.
If he didn't have some help along the way.
Take that!
Thanks, Shooter.
Here, tell me how it size.
Thanks, Mountain Tosser.
Good on, slow it down. But somehow, some way, the witch made it across still.
Finally, Prince Ivan saw the cloud castle of the little sisterless sun, hanging over the end of the world and gleaming in the sky.
This way, little prince. Here, handle that stupid hair. Dang it. It's nice and long. I mean, Bart. Bart. So long. I didn't. Here, come in my hair.
And the sun's little sister let down her radiant golden hair to the ground. Please. Don't you have a ladder?
Is this how the story goes? Because I think you might be thinking of another story.
No, this is definitely it. He climbs the hair. Give him up.
I will not.
By the way, how'd your hair grow so fast?
It's just, oh wait.
Oh, well then, it came in handy. Thank you very much. Let me climb your hair. I think she's gonna cry.
I am not.
The witch was so upset, as witches hate to be teased, that she started to cry and turned and went off, gnashing her iron teeth until they broke. And ever since then, Prince Ivan and the little sister of the sun play together in the castle cloud that hangs over the end of the world. They borrow the stars to play ball, or put them back at night whenever they remember.
And when there are no stars?
It means that Prince Ivan and the sun's little sister have gone to sleep over their games and have forgotten to put their toys away.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Am I right? But there's a little bit of all of us in that story, even yours, Stuffy. I want my money back. Kids, am I right? Sorry to revise frames. Okay, step right up. Who's got a request? What about you, man? What kind of story do you want us to record? How about a story from 8 to 10? Starting with a brave warrior and a bad.
Let me
Think yes, I've got it. The perfect story for you, my ladies. One of my favorites. I'll invite you to your story. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the story, my Lord Magarice. Oh, I should have thought this through. Let me see. How about Maria Thomas?
Yes,
Yes, I love this story.
me too.
The adventure, the suspense.
Dragons, arrows flying everywhere.
I wish I were in Japan right now.
Me too.
This really is an awesome story. How about when you tell the story? Sounds like a good idea. Right. Long time ago, there lived in Japan a brave warrior known to all as Fujiwara Hidesawa, or my Lord Magarice. His true name was Fujiwara Hidesawa, and this is the story of how he came to change his name.
Fujiwara Hidesawa was always in search of adventure.
Hidesawa took his bows and quivering arrows and traveled to the beautiful Lake Biwa.
At that time, across the lake there was a bridge. On that bridge lay a sleeping dragon.
He began walking across the bridge and began walking across the great monster's back.
But he stopped after only a few steps when he heard an old man calling from behind.
Oh, brave sir, won't you please help a poor old man? It depends on what helping you need. I want you to kill my mortal enemy.
Certainly, it'll be my pleasure.
Wait. What did you say? I said, I want you to kill my mortal enemy. That's quite a favor to ask, old man. I've lived now for many years in this lake, and I have quite a large family. For some time, we've lived in terror, for a monster centipede has discovered our home. Night after night it comes, carries off one of my family. I am powerless to save them. If it goes on much longer like this, not only shall I lose all my children, but I myself will fall a victim to the monster. So you want me to kill a monster centipede? Yes. I'll do it on one condition. Anything. Tell me why you turn yourself into a sleeping dragon. I turn myself into a sleeping dragon in hopes of finding someone who will help me. That makes no sense at all. I change into the shape of the horrible dragon that you saw in the hopes that some strong, brave man would come along.
But all who came this way, as soon as they saw me, were terrified and ran off as fast as they could. You were the first man I found able to look at me without fear. So I knew at once you were a man of great courage. Makes sense to me. So where is this centipede? He will come at night and claim his prey. I will take him to my home.
So hit start a part of water to the lake and then hit start over to his house.
Soon I was upon them and everything was silent.
Suddenly, the house began to shake as the great giant was approaching.
His someone's friend ran to the balcony.
Is this an earthquake? No, the centipede approaches. I don't see anything. Look, in the distance, do you see the two bright lights? I thought you said I was fighting a centipede. Those are its eyes.
And as Hidestyle looked closely, he could see the body of the great monster and its 100 legs.
Hidestyle showed no fear, but as the dragon king cowered in the corner, and for all he knew how ferocious the centipede was.
Fear not, Dragon King. I'll kill this monster. Bring me out bows and arrows at once.
So Hidestyle fetched the dragon king fetched Hidestyle's bow and quiver.
You have only 3 arrows in that quiver. In all my days, I've never met a beast that could be brought down by 3 arrows or less. The centipede is not your average beast. Aim between the eyes and do not miss.
Hidestyle took his first arrow and let fly.
And there the centipede right between the eyes and he glanced off without leaving a mark.
We're doomed. You've only made him angrier. He'll devour us all. Fear not, Dragon King. I still have 2 arrows left.
Again, he took his arrow and let fly.
And again, it hit the centipede right between the eyes. And then glanced off without leaving a mark.
You're a brave warrior, but your arrows cannot defeat the great centipede. I still have 1 arrow left. Dragon King, I said I'll kill your enemy, and kill your enemy is what I shall do.
Hidestyle watched as the great beast raced towards the palace, growing bigger and bigger with each passing second.
The fiery eyes of the centipede lit up the palace and waters around it.
Just then, Hidestyle remembered something that his grandmother had told him long ago.
The only way to kill a monster centipede is with saliva.
So Hidestyle took his third and final arrow. Before he put it in his bow, he stuck the tip of the arrow in his mouth.
He let fly straight for the center of the centipede's head.
But instead of bouncing off Harvey's head as before, it went straight to the creature's brain.
And the centipede began to quiver and its eyes slowly dimmed.
And then, in a blinding flash of light, the centipede disappeared.
Am I dead? You're saved! The centipede is dead. Thank you, brave warrior. You've saved us all. Don't thank me. Thank my grandmother. Your grandmother? Never mind.
The Dragon King's family came out from hiding and began bowing in front of Hidestyle.
My work here is done. I set out to an adventure, and that's exactly what I got. It's time to return home. You must allow me to show my gratitude. I did not kill your enemy in the hopes of becoming rich. Then I won't give you riches, simply a few humble gifts. Guess that's okay.
Dragon King clapped his hands, and his family came out carrying 3 humble gifts.
The first carried a bag of rice,
The second, a roll of silk.
and the third a cooking pot.
Take these gifts as a symbol of my undying gratitude. Thank you.
Hidestyle took his gifts and returned home.
When Hidestyle returned home, he decided to use those gifts to cook himself a big meal.
He took the bag of rice and poured it into the cooking pot. But the rice never lost its full, no matter how much he poured.
Just then, Hidestyle found out that his cooking pot was magic as well. Whatever he put in it was cooking to perfection, without any need of fire to heat it.
The same went for the roll of silk. The more he pulled off, the more the roll stayed the same.
Never having to spend money on rice, silk, or fire, Hidestyle became a wealthy man.
And famous names spread all across the land.
Tomorrow Toda, my Lord Bag of Rice.
The end.
great idea. How about the story of Yara? You remember that story?
Yara, yes, I do remember. I remember that it has no cute dancing animals. That's it. Fine. If the people want passion and romance, I can think of no better place to find it than in Brazil. Shall you and I tell this story, Isabel?
Certainly not. Knowing you, you'll try to add some juggling polar bear into this story. No, I think we'll let Natasha tell this one.
Fine. Natasha, Bella, come forward. I like romance.
Maybe not Bella for this one.
You're right. Bella, you're out. Peter, you're in. Yes, you.
Me? But I don't know.
You'll do fine.
Don't be scared. I'll start then. It's Brazil, and it's hot, and everybody sleeps all day.
In a small town surrounded by the forest, there lived a young man.
My name is Alonso.
And a young maiden. My name is Julia. Nice to meet you. They fell in love right away.
Because they had to. Because this is a love story.
No, they fell in love because they were meant to. And every night, Alonzo would find Julia, and they would sit under the stars, which looked so large and bright. They felt as if they could almost touch them.
What did you do last night after you went home?
Just the same as I always do. It was too hot to sleep, so there was no use to going to bed. So I went to the forest and bathed in one of those deep, dark pools by the edge of the river. But last night, something strange happened. A voice sweeter than any nightingale. I left the pool and searched everywhere, but nothing, anywhere. Isn't that strange?
Alonzo, will you promise me something?
What is it?
I want you to promise me to never bathe in those pools again.
But why not clean up my soul? I've gone there always, and nothing has harmed me.
No, perhaps not. But maybe something will. That's why I should go mad with fright if you don't promise me.
What's the matter? What's the matter? You look so pale. Tell me why you're so frightened.
Did you not hear her song?
So what?
After her song, her. And after that, death. That's why you must never go bathe in those pools again. At least not until we are married.
And what difference will our marriage make?
Oh, well, you can go bathe in those pools as often as you want. Make it your second home. I don't care.
Just tell me why you're so frightened.
You see, Julia knew something that Alonzo didn't.
She knew that the song that he had heard was the voice of the Yara.
Julia knew that the Yara was one of many powerful creatures that lived under the riverbanks and in the forest and could only be defeated by powerful charms.
And Julia also knew that the dreaded Yara preyed on young men on the eve of their marriage. Julia was a very smart woman.
Do not cry, my angel, for I will promise you anything. Only let me see your smile again.
Thank you for promising me, but I know how strong the Yara is, so I want you to take this magic seashell. When you hear the Yara's voice, put this up to your ear, and you'll hear my song instead.
Alonzo remained determined not to go to the pool for 3 long nights, but the Yara's song continued to ring in his ears, and it grew louder with each passing day.
And on the 4th night, nor the thought of Julia, nor the promises he had made her, could hold him back.
As Alonzo reached the pool deep in the forest, the moon passed from behind a cloud, and there she was, what appeared to be a beautiful, golden-haired woman.
Hello? Who are you?
When the woman did not answer, Alonzo became filled with fright.
He tried to turn away from the woman, but it was no use. Something stronger than himself compelled him to stay there.
Help, Julia, help!
Are you sure this is a love story? It seems more like a ghost story.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
The shell, Alonzo! Use the shell!
With the sound of Julia's voice singing in his ear, Alonzo found the strength to escape the powerful clutches of Liara.
Now that's a love story.
Oh, and they lived happily ever after. You can't forget that part.
Kim? Okay. And every night, on the eve of their marriage, Liara would wait at their windowsill, waiting for the perfect time to strike. But Alonzo and Julia's love never faded, and Liara was forced to live under the riverbanks alone. Forever.
Okay, let's not overdo it.
But I thought,
I know, you're just romantic.
You're crying. No, I wasn't. I was just thinking about how much better it would have been if there was a dancing penguin in it. Fine. You want a story with animals? Yes, thank you very much. I can't give you a penguin, but I can give you a pigeon. A pigeon, a crow, I'll take any bird at this point. Then, ladies and gentlemen, our next story comes from India. Please welcome Bella and Maria, who present to you the story of Prince Hassan.
I like this story.
Once upon a time, there was a king who had no children.
Hey, that's my line.
You snooze, you lose. One day, this king was sitting in his garden as an old fakir came strolling by. The fakir had saw how sad the king was, so he asked him,
What troubles you, my king?
I have 4 wives, but alas, no children. It's a terrible fate for a king.
Is that all? This is easily remedied. Here, take these sticks of mine and throw them twice at that mango tree. At the first throw, 2 mangoes fall. At the second throw, 2 mangoes as well. So many sons you shall have, and give each of your 4 queens a mango apiece.
go on.
I don't want to.
Don't be a baby.
I'm not a baby, you're a baby.
Just tell the story.
I forgot where we were.
The king was so delighted that he took his sticks and went up to the mango tree.
Right. The king was so delighted that he took the sticks and went off to the mango tree.
Upon his first throw, 2 mangoes fell out, just as the fakir had said.
On the second throw, 2 more mangoes fell.
But the king was not satisfied, so he threw the sticks one more time, hoping for more children.
But to his surprise, the sticks remained in the tree, and the 4 fallen mangoes flew back to their places, where they hung just temptingly out of reach.
The king went back to the fakir and explained what he had done.
This is what comes of being greedy. Surely, 4 sons are enough for anybody, if not more. And yet you were not content. However, I will give you one more chance. Go back to the tree and you will find my sticks upon the ground. But throw them as I bade you, unaware of disobedience. For if you do not heed me this time, you may lie in this garden with no children until doomsday for all I care.
The king went back to the mango tree and found the sticks on the ground. He threw them once more and 4 mangoes fell out of the tree. He gathered them quickly and went off to his palace to give them to his 4 wives.
But the youngest queen wasn't at the palace, so he put the mango in the cupboard to save it until she returned.
The 3 queens ate the mangoes with great relish.
When the youngest queen returned to the palace, she saw the mango in the cupboard, half eaten by a mouse.
Not wanting to upset the king, the youngest queen ate the half-eaten mango.
Months passed, and eventually all the queens bore a child. But when the youngest queen gave birth, her child was different from the rest.
He had 1 eye, 1 ear, 1 arm, 1 leg. In fact, from sideways, he was as perfect handsome prince. But from frontways, it was as plain as day that he was only half a prince.
That was a pretty boring story.
That's not the end of it.
Oh, right.
Half the son grew up in the palace with all the other children, but they mocked him and made
children played social jokes on him.
One day, all the siblings went to play, and the mothers packed sweets for them to eat.
But Hafhasan didn't get any sweets. In fact, the other children refused to share.
When the children came across the mountain field, they all wanted to eat the ripe fruits, but the field was fenced off, and the only one that could get through the gate was Hafhasan.
These sure are the best melons I've ever tasted.
Who said that? Open the gate from the inside so we can come in.
Please have fun, share the melons with us. But the king did not forget how the three siblings did not share their sweets, so he threw them back a sour and rotten melon.
This melon has worms.
That's odd. Mine are perfectly right.
This melon is sour.
Strange. Mine are perfectly sweet. We're gonna get you, Hafhasan.
Full from the melons, Hafhasan left the field to fetch a drink from the well.
But the three siblings were still mad at Hafhasan, so when he went to the well, they pushed him in.
Hafhasan soon realized he was not the only creature at the bottom of the well.
That well was a hiding place for very strange and powerful creatures.
A demon, a pigeon, and a snake.
Hafhasan hid on the wall of the well and listened in to these strange creatures.
Well there, demon. Why do you hide at the bottom of the well?
I'm a once-a-man. I put a spell on a young princess that makes her sick.
Why would you do such a thing?
The princess father once sold me a lame camel.
And
nothing.
That seems a bit uneven.
Well, I'm a demon, aren't I?
I guess that's where you get the expression, never sell a lame camel to a demon.
Got that right.
Well, Snake, why do you hide at the bottom of this well?
This is where I hide my treasures.
What treasures?
Where did snakes such like you get such treasures?
I once was a great king with land as far as the eye can see.
What happened?
I sold the lame camel to you.
Go over here. I make people sick.
For 70 years, I must remain a snake until I'm finally made back into a human.
How much longer do you have?
6 years, 12 months, 14 days, then 9 minutes.
Well, what about you, pigeon? Why are you stuck down at the bottom of the well?
To store my droppings, of course.
What?
My droppings. That explains the smell. Well, I'll have you know that my droppings have the power to heal anyone who eats them.
Can I interrupt for a minute? Did that pigeon just say what I think he said?
He said whoever eats his droppings will be healed. Wait, what are droppings?
Never mind.
So, why do you store your droppings down here?
The damn bear keeps them fresh. I may be a demon, but that's disgusting. Hey!
Night fell and morning came. The pigeon, the demon, and the snake left the well to find play.
But the creatures never saw Hafhasan as he clung to the wall of the well.
It was soon before a camel driver came along with a bucket and a rope to fetch some water from the well.
Hafhasan grabbed onto the bucket and was pulled out of the well.
Soon, Hafhasan made his way to the neighboring city where he was told that the princess was sick, and whoever cured her would be given a hand in marriage and inhabit half the kingdom.
Hafhasan went to the king and said,
I can cure your daughter. How can you cure my daughter? You are even a whole person. I may only be half, but I have the power of healing.
I've tried everything. You can go to my daughter, but if you fail, I will cut off your head. With that, Hafhasan fed the princess the pigeon droppings, which she had gotten from the well.
That's disgusting. The princess was cured and plans were immediately made for the wedding.
News of this spread throughout the neighboring lands, and it wasn't long before Hafhasan's siblings found out. Filled with jealousy, the three siblings went to the king and tried to put a stop to the wedding.
King, oh king, you can't let your daughter marry this Hafhasan.
Your kingdom will become the laughing stock.
Your children will be deformed.
Your enemies will be broken.
Your kingdom will come into ruin.
And if Hafhasan and the children of Pen got where they really success.
The king took their advice and banished Hafhasan from the palace.
But Hafhasan pleaded to the king to one day prove his work. All he needed was a mule and a cart.
The king thought some more and decided to give Pakistan a mule, a cart, and one day to prove his worth. 1 second.
What you got?
The mule and the cart.
Pakistan took the mule and the cart to the well to put the snake's treasures and load them up into the cart.
When Pakistan returned to the city, he presented the gold and the jewels, and he told them the story of how he became Pakistan and how his siblings had been so cruel.
And the three siblings left the city in rage. When full with rage and jealousy, their enemy led them to the well where they threw themselves in of hopes to find treasure for themselves.
But they found no treasure, and soon it was night, and the demon, the pigeon, the snake returned to the well.
Somebody stole my dropping!
Give back your dropping. Someone has stolen my treasure.
I smell the stench of humans.
And the demon, the pigeon, and the snake found the three siblings.
The demon put a curse on the three siblings, turned them all into lame camels. Let's just use our imaginations.
I thought you said you could only make people.
I'm a demon. I lied.
And the three siblings lived the rest of their days as lame camels.
The end. Right?
Yes.
What happened to Pakistan?
Well, I like to think he got married and inherited half the kingdom.
Any little half children?
And they lived happily ever after. Oh, I cracked myself.
I know you like that guy. I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, you're very kind. So, ladies and gentlemen, what story shall we perform next?
Oh, stories are boring.
Excuse me. Did she just, what did you just say?
I said, all other stories are boring. No parties, no explosions, no robots.
Robots?
Yeah, robots and space aliens, fighting cars, puzzles like that. And maybe
You want special effects, eh? And robots? I think I've got a better idea.
I doubt it.
How about we tell a story of a young child, a boy much like your son? No manners at all.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be traveling back to the Americas in the land of the Arapaho people.
The little owl boy?
You got it. Well, I think you'll like it. Better keep your mouth shut because you better like it. Thomas, Ileana, come.
No, please, you can start.
I insist.
Well, I insist.
My reputation is on the line here. How about you tell the story?
Out on a long, wide prairie, there was an Indian camp. And on the edge of that camp was a teepee, which lived a man, his wife, and only boy.
Now the boy was quite misbehaved, and he would never go fetch water for his mother or gather firewood for his father. And one day, in the middle of the night, when everyone in camp was sleeping, he decided to yell.
La 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 la! Why are you shouting?
No reason.
If you do not stop, I will throw you out to Big Owl, owner of Bag, who hunts all night for naughty boys. Hold on a second. Pause. Thank you. Did she just say Big Owl, owner of Bag? My mom used to threaten me with that.
Yeah, Big Owl on his back. kind of worse.
I know, right?
But alas, the mother suggested nothing for the boy.
La 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 la! That's it! Big Owl, here's a fool's toy. Ha! Big Owl, owner of bag. There's no such thing. Good evening. Come on.
What's all the commotion? You never can make him stop, even though he wakes up everyone in the camp. Well, this will teach him a good lesson.
Who? Our son? Now what did you do with him?
I gave him over to the owl owner's bag.
Oh, that old trick.
It's not a trick. For all we know, Big Owl has already taken him away.
All right, good night.
The mother knew Big Owl, owner of bag, was real, so she couldn't sleep, nor get the poor boy out of her mind.
As sun rose over the camp, she went from teepee to teepee, asking,
Have you seen my boy? No. What about an owl? Have you seen a giant owl? No. He's been carrying a large bag with a boy in it. Are you crazy, lady?
Days and weeks passed by, and there was still no sign of the boy, so the mother began to grieve very much. One day, she decided that she would search for him till the world over.
but before she left, she decided to make some magic garments.
As natural to in times of grief.
2 pairs of magic moccasins trimmed beautifully with porcupine quills, 1 pair of woman's leggings, 3 rows, 1 row with colored fringe, another row with pictures of eagles in each of the 4 corners, and a shadow row. Beautiful to behold, all decorated beautifully with porcupine quills, dyed blue, green, and yellow.
Very nice. Why don't you try collecting
Some firewood.
Farewell. I'm off to find our son.
Good luck, but don't forget the firewood.
So the mother walked over prairie and ravine until one
day, she came in sight of a great raging river with a teepee along its banks.
Mother! Son! You can get rid of these now, I think. I'm the little owl boy now. Come quickly, Mother. Big Owl's gone after buffalo meat, and he's almost home. We should leave, then. I know you couldn't take me away, but Big Owl is very fierce, and he'll try to eat you. That doesn't sound very nice. Quickly, get under this rope so he does not see you when he comes. Little owl boy. Little owl boy. Quickly, Mother, don't you hear him coming? Little owl boy. Ford, I think your mother must be here. I smell her footprints. I don't know how you smell her footprints, but she isn't here. I want you to take my bag and go down to the ravine and kill 10 buffalo. Open the bag and they'll walk right in. Very well, but I see you do not just by sticks while I'm gone, or I will kill you. I sure do hope you go out of this violence phase.
So the little owl boy flew to the ravine and shot 10 nice fat buffalo.
But instead of letting them walk in the bag, he just left them lying there in the ravine.
Where are the buffalo? I left them in the ravine. Why didn't you just bring them here? I gave you the bag and everything. They were too heavy for me. Ford, I truly do think your mother must be here. I smell her robes. Can you just get the buffalo meat already? I'm getting hungry. Fine. But when I get back, I do know old owl boy who's going to get a serious attitude adjustment. moccasins before? No? Well, now you have. Big Owl will be able to resist the powers of distraction.
Can you guys like run faster?
Yeah. Run faster.
You want to be the ones running?
Go.
We're trying to be supportive, okay?
Okay, I'm old. My legs hurt.
We're encouraging you. You can be thankful.
No.
Rude. I hope the Big Owl finds you.
Little owl boy. Little owl boy. I got the buffalo. I thought you were hungry. They're gone. I knew her mother was here. I'll catch up to them in no time. A pair of massive moccasins.
So before the Big Owl could leave the teepee, he had to walk around each pair of moccasins 3 times and count each and every porcupine quill.
Those are the rules. Hey, you missed that right there. You missed it.
Not gonna let a pair of moccasins stop me.
Oh no, he's coming!
Don't worry, I've also got magic leggings.
So, magical leggings. What will they think of next?
Forget it. I just put all my magic garments down.
A robe with pictures of eagles and off-four corners. Hoot, hoot. A buffalo robe with colored quill ties. Hoot, hoot.
This should finish him.
The shadow robe. So beautiful to see. Hoot, hoot.
So then, the Big Owl was so dizzy-wog that he fell down and broke into so many pieces that he could never, ever be put back together again.
Or we're just gonna say that he went home and never bothered anyone ever again.
No.
Think of the children.
Stop fighting, we're home.
Okay, let's run one.
Give me a hug. No fireworks? Oh my god. Get off me. You can get rid of these now. How about... How sweet you chose my favorite story.
Our last stop on our journey around the world will be in Ireland to tell the story of a storyteller.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Isabel and I present to you the storyteller at fault.
In the land of Leinster, there was once a king who loved to hear stories, so much that he hired a storyteller to tell him new stories every night before bed.
This storyteller was the best there was, and for years and years, he never failed at coming up with new stories for the king.
The years passed, and the storyteller made quite a living spinning his tales for the king.
He had his own house, his own hounds, his own horses. He lived a happy life, he and his wife. And every morning before breakfast, he would go out into his garden to think of a new story for that night.
What a fine day it is indeed. The birds are singing, the smell of the echoing green is in the air. A finer day I have not seen. Now, what will be the story for this fine day? Last this stinking day, I've got no story. Not a single tale to spin on this wretched day.
Why such a long face on such a fine day, my husband?
I'm doomed.
Doomed, he says. What's doing on this day?
I've got no story for the king tonight.
Eat up your breakfast and something will come. How do you think when you're so grumbling like that?
Don't you see? I've never come to breakfast without a story. I'm doomed, I tell you.
Not as doomed as that, poor fellow.
Now, who'll be that?
Looks like an old beggar over to me. We should bring her some breakfast.
So be it. Who are you, my fine lady?
Oh, 'tis little matter who I am. I'm just a poor, old what other words could there be? Woman, sitting down here to rest a while.
Would you like some breakfast?
Oh, not for me, thank you. What I'm really in need of is someone to wager with.
What is a poor old woman like you to wager with?
Why, I have 100 gold pieces in a leather purse.
Play with him, why don't ya? And maybe I'll have a story to tell the king in the evening.
So, on the insistence of his wife, the two played a game of rock, paper, scissors.
And wouldn't you know it, before long, the beggar woman won. And the storyteller lost every penny of his money.
A fine day indeed. Now I'm storyless and penniless.
Will you play again?
Are you making sport of me, woman? What else have I to say?
Don't you have horses and hounds?
Well, what of them?
I should stake all of my winnings against them.
So the two played again.
And the old beggar woman won again.
Will you play again?
What else have I to stake?
I shall stake all of my winnings against your wife.
This is the third time now, and who knows what luck you may have. You're surely winning now. And they played again.
And the old beggar woman won again. And no sooner had she won than to the storyteller's sorrow and surprise, his wife sat down near the ugly old beggar.
So it's as easy as that, is it?
He won fair and square.
Do you have anything else to wager?
I have not.
Then I shall stake all of my winnings against your own self.
We don't even have to say it, do we?
And he lost.
You've won my whole self. Now, what do you want with me?
And with that, the beggar woman waved her hand, and she and the storyteller were whisked away to the castle of King Leinster.
The beggar woman waited outside the castle door, and the storyteller was made invisible, able to see all, but not be able to be seen himself.
Who are you, and what are your words? I come from the farthest stream of earth, from the glades where the white swans glide. A night and I lay, a night in man, a night on the cold hillside. Come again? Just an old traveler come to entertain. Can you tell stories? My storyteller has been missing, and I need my nightly story. I cannot tell stories, but I can play the sweetest music your ears have ever heard. I have musicians, the finest in the land. I will need the music. The finest in the land, you say? Well, make them play and let me judge. If you wish. My dear baby, have you ever heard a cat purring over a bowl of broth? Or beetles buzzing in the twilight? Or a shrill-tongued old woman scolding your head off? I certainly have. More melodious to me were the worst of these sounds than the sweetest harping of diamonds.
This makes me very mad and charmed with the beggar woman.
But the beggar woman waved her hand, and the musicians began to attack each other.
This made the king furious and he sent for his guards.
But just as soon as the guards had locked up the old woman, they found her back in the throne room again.
Didn't we just lock you up? You certainly did not. Then who did we lock up? I'm sure it was the king's brother. The king's brother? And I've hidden the keys to his chain. We'll have to use extra chains for this one.
again. Okay, I'm sure we locked you up that time.
With twice the chains. You certainly did not.
Well then, who'd we lock up?
Oh, it was the queen. The queen? And I hid the keys to her chains.
The king will have our heads for this one.
Will you lock me up again?
Leave us be.
You've given us enough trouble for one evening.
Now you're reasonable. And since you've given up trying to lock up an old woman because she finds fault with your music, I have no problem telling you that if you go back to the dungeon, you'll find your friends unchained and content as could be.
And with that, the beggar woman vanished.
Taking with her the storyteller,
Back to the place where the two first met.
where his wife was waiting with the house and the hounds and the horses. I shall trouble you no longer. Here is your house, your horses, your hounds, your money, and your wife. Do with them what you please.
For my house, my hounds, and my horses, I thank you. But as for my money and my wife, you may.
No, I do not want either. And as for your wife, do not think ill of her for what she did. She couldn't help it.
Not helping? Now casting me off for the sake of some old beggar.
I am not as beggarly or as old as you think. I am Agnes of the Rough. Many a story you told of me to the King of Lannister. And this morning my magic told me the plight you were in, and I decided to get you out of it. As for your wife, the same magic that changed your body changed her mind. Forgive and forget as man and wife should do. And now you have a story for the King of Lannister when he calls for one. And with that, the old beggar woman disappeared.
That night, our brave storyteller went to the king and told him his tale of Agnes of the Rough.
And he laughed for so long that he couldn't go to sleep at all.
The king told the storyteller not to trouble for fresh stories.
And as long as he lived, he listened and laughed afresh at the tale of the old beggar woman. The end.
I really like that story.
Me too.
You do?
Of course I do.
So,
We agree. I guess we do. We haven't had that kind of an interaction in like 10 years. Oh, well, I guess my work here is done.
what do you mean by your work?
I mean my work. What do you mean?
I think we all know who did the heavy lifting here.